Ladies and gentlemen, the following is another amazing episode of the Wrestling Fans Podcast, Ringside Society. I'm your host, that Ocean Crossing, straight up Boston, flight catching, shot glass snatching. Where's he going next? Nobody knows. 3 continents down, 3 more to go. No cap, straight facts, the worldwide starboy, Remy Blue. But it's not about me. You see, we're talking about the biggest party of the summer tonight. We're talking about WWE SummerSlam. A lot of great matches. For the most part, a great build-up for the card. And it's going to be in the Motor City, Detroit, Michigan. But before we go any further, we have some special guests tonight, some familiar faces that you would actually recognize from our 15 Minutes of Fandom segments that we've been having. So in the first corner, we have a man who actually has more drip than Seth Rollins with syphilis. And no, Seth, he actually wanted me to introduce him as that. Everybody, welcome to the show, Andre Audacity. In the second corner,
that's me.
In the second corner, we have a man who is 1/4 of one of the most rapidly growing, rapidly popular wrestling groups here in New York and pretty soon nationwide and then worldwide. Everybody, welcome to the show, Global Wrestling Family, EVP, Hitman. In the third corner, we have a man who I actually got to meet almost 2 years ago at Those Wrestling Girls. I think it was their 4th or their 3rd anniversary. This man has a lot of character to him, and I mean that in a good way. And I'll tell you right now, he's not your Burger King. He's not Jerry the King Lawler. He's not Elvis the King Presley. He is Brisk King. How you doing tonight?
Thank you for that lovely introduction.
And the last person, you know what? I'm actually getting a little, my throat is actually getting a little choked up. I only drank water to do 4 intros, but he likes to say his own intro anyways. So with that being said, I'm gonna let our last guest introduce himself. No disrespect, but he just does it so good. I just let him do his thing.
Well, yo, it's your boy, CF and Bills, the wrestling God. And I am the CEO of Wrestling is a Brotherhood.
That's right. Wrestling is a Brotherhood, another great group that y'all should definitely check out. They're doing a lot of great things here in New York as well. And the funny thing is, Wrestling is a Brotherhood and Global Wrestling Family, they're cool with each other. There's no gang stuff, you know what I'm saying? There's no throwing up gang signs at wrestling conventions, whatnot. It's all love, you know what I'm saying? I mean, best believe if it wasn't love, trust me, I wouldn't go any further than this podcast. I'd be hiding under the stands if I see 2 of them, in the same place. Because, in this scenario, the black man's always the first one to go in that scenario. And I'm gonna haul my black ass out of there. So it's a good thing. It's all love.
Absolutely.
No submissions tonight, Hitman. No submissions tonight.
Yeah, don't worry. I won't have to submit you.
Because said tap a snap, it's over.
So I got to say, John, how do y'all feel about? And also a special good night to Anthony Mayhem. Thank you for joining us as well. So I gotta ask y'all, man. How do y'all feel about the card, tomorrow? How do y'all feel about SummerSlam? I think it's probably the 25th or 26th one. And, it has a couple of interesting matches, but how do y'all feel about it?
I think that, for the most part, overall, it's pretty good. There are some matches that I would probably kind of like, I could do without. Like, for instance, the Ronda Rousey versus Shayna Baszler match. We could, that's kind of like a piss break match to me. Everybody else might have a different opinion. I think they should have put Rhea Ripley on the card, especially since, it's a Big 4 pay-per-view. And then I feel like if they're not doing it already, they should probably put that SummerSlam Battle Royal thing on the pre-show.
Yeah, I actually agree with that as well too. I was, a bit disappointed with um, how they actually, I guess, for lack of a better term, situated this car, how they fixed it. But we'll see. How about the rest of y'all? How do y'all feel?
I'm just trying
It's
to
interesting.
understand how Brock Lesnar versus Cody Rhodes becomes a second main event over Charlotte, Bianca, and Asuka. That doesn't make any sense. That's a Titan match in itself.
I feel like the bigger question is, why is that feud still going on? I feel like that's the bigger question at hand.
50-50 booking.
But that feud's been going on for how long now? I forgot they're even beefing. I don't even know what they're beefing about.
Parking space.
Literally did not tell you what they were beefing about.
I think
No.
tonight's SummerSlam is not more about the matches, but more about the people that's gonna interfere. Because I know Randy's gonna pop up. We might see Bray Wyatt, and hopefully, the People's Champ himself makes an appearance at Grayson Waller's effect. Me personally, I think if the Rock shows up at the Grayson Waller effect, that's just them setting up to bring him into the Bloodline match.
Mm,
And I've been saying it
that
for
would
the past
be
2 years.
interesting.
We're gonna hear that theme song one of these days when Roman Reigns is standing in that ring, bro.
With like Randy Orton, like I'm just more concerned because we've all seen the reports where doctors are saying he literally cannot come back into the ring, otherwise he will disintegrate. But man seems hell bent on dying in the ring. So I want to see him in the ring as much as anybody else, but
Me too.
I feel like, and the other thing about that is the only reason why I could see him coming back a couple months ago was to feud with the man formerly known as Matt Riddle. But now they just seem hell bent on burying dude. So I don't even know why. Like I couldn't even see that being the reason why he would come back.
But
Remember Legacy, Cody Rhodes and Randy. Yeah,
because he
to build
does
up
need that another roadblock. Yep.
Yeah,
he could definitely interfere in that match. He got
because
some history there.
after Cody beats Brock, it's gonna make him seem like one of the biggest contenders out there. So whoever steps in front of Cody is pretty much getting put down.
Absolutely.
Please God,
Man,
don't let Bray Wyatt interfere with that match.
I am looking forward to seeing if they build. I mean, first off, if Randy can't go, I hope he doesn't decide to end it all in the ring, because at the end of the day, he has 3 kids he has to look after. He has a wife, so he has 5 kids actually, because he has his wife's 2 sons as well. So I think that would be very, I'm not trying to tell anybody how I live, but it comes off as a bit selfish if he knows that he's not supposed to be in the ring, but he wants to go just because what? Like, didn't you make enough money? Like, you have movies under your belt. I always say, I wouldn't get hurt if he never came back. I would just be thankful for what he gave us and just wish him the best. The same thing with Big E. And nobody knows he might not be back. If that's the case, thank you for, all the matches you gave us, the memories you gave us, and best of luck to you. I would never want anybody to be permanently injured in that ring to the point where they can't walk or, they get injured. So if Randy does come back, though, yeah, if Randy does come back, I wouldn't mind seeing that Cody Rhodes match with him, that feud they have, because now I'm gonna say I'm a quote I'm gonna put a little spin on Fat Joe's what Fat Joe likes to say. Yesterday's Cody is not today's Cody. That 2007 Cody is not 2023 Cody anymore. This is a different type of Cody, a Cody that has proven himself, outside of WWE. So it's gonna be interesting to see when that happens.
I'm glad he came back to the WWE, bro, because I did not like what AEW was doing with Cody over there, bro.
Yeah.
Like, they made him look like a jobber.
And how do you do that in your own company?
Yeah, like, that doesn't make any sense. That's like Vince McMahon being a referee and he's the owner of the company. Like, that doesn't make any sense.
I will take that. I will take referee Vince over do-rag Vince.
No,
I-
Durag Vince is a legend. He needs to be in the Hall of Fame.
That was tragic. We never need to talk about that again.
Durag Vince needs to be a DLC
We need
Yeah.
Durag Vince back.
Yeah.
and an
We need
action
Durag
figure.
Vince back.
Hundred across the board stats.
Yo, when he
Durag
woke
Vince
up with
versus
John
Booker
Cena and
T.
used the N-word, I was like, yo, Durag Vince is a mess, bro. He can come to the barbecues.
All right. None of that.
But Vince is smart. Vince is a smart man because if you look at it, he called John Cena the N word. You know, you can't really fight somebody if you see two white people. And for all my white listeners or viewers, I have nothing against y'all. I love y'all too. You know, I got nothing but love for y'all. You know, I got nothing but love for all my non-black viewers as well too. You know, but if you see two non-black people calling each other the N word, you can't really like fight them because it's like they're not
That's an us
calling you
thing.
that; they're calling each other that.
Yeah, I don't get mad.
And
I'm not
Yeah.
getting mad.
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
I'm like,
if you
It
really
ain't
think about
me, so it's
becoming
like-
cool, bro. It's a cool thing now. They're not
confidence by
saying
what
it to
you
be
said.
disrespectful. They're saying it to be down so they could be invited to the barbecue.
Yeah. It's a term of
Everybody
endearment.
wants them baby back ribs.
shoot,
But the question
man,
is, who's
that's
going to invite them to the barbecue? That's the question.
that's crazy,
But, yo,
man.
I can ask this, because I believe there definitely is a Gunther match on this card. I'm just trying to. Oh yes,
Mhm.
Drew McIntyre.
Gunther against Drew McIntyre. Now
We're gonna get to that. Go ahead, but go ahead though.
I was going to say, I mean, we all know Gunther's probably going to win, right?
No.
Did y'all notice
For sure.
the
No.
subtle burying of Giovanni?
I don't think
Yeah.
unless they want him to be the modern day longest reigning Intercontinental Championship, I could see that. But they want to build Drew McIntyre right now. That's why he been out for so long. I think Drew gonna be the one to dethrone Gunther, unless it ends in a disqualification. If it
Bro,
ends in
this close to breaking the
disqualification
record,
and they drag it on, yeah,
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how it goes. But we got 8 great matches here. Each of them, for the most part, have a great build up. There's one that I don't really care for, and I'm gonna say which one it is later when we get to it. But matter of fact, that's actually the first one we're gonna talk about right now. So, basically, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go around the room. I'm gonna ask each of y'all who y'all think is gonna win and whatnot. What you think may happen to cause that win as well too, and then we're gonna then we're gonna do the same for each match, and then after we go through the whole card, I'm gonna ask if anybody has any any final like predictions in general for the card, what alliances may form, what alliances may break up, who may make a return, etc., etc. So the first match we have, and I really do not, and I really don't care for this match. That's just my opinion. I don't see where it's gonna go. We have the Slim Jim SummerSlam match. Okay. Who eats Slim Jims anyways? Like it's all about beef. Okay, all right. No judgment there. I'd rather my beef jerky in the bag.
All the judgment.
Hold
All
on.
the judgment.
this right
A meat stick is a meat stick, bro. And I'm gonna say what I said with my full chest.
I understand now. It looked like a weak match, but you got to see the strategic marketing behind it. It's to build LA Knight. LA Knight is going to be the new face of the meat stick. Pause.
Yeah, the
LA
winner gets
Knight,
a
I'm
the winner
telling
gets a
you.
Slim Jim, right?
He's going to win. This is all to build LA Knight. Because look, one thing I know about WWE, they always back the person that's selling the most merchandise. And right now, LA Knight is spanking Roman's fanny and merchandise sales. So I think that's what this is about. That's why they didn't give him that push for the United States Championship yet.
Man, could you imagine? LA, you just gave me a vision. LA Knight being the spokesperson for the Slim Jim. He goes to some corner. He goes to some corner in Brooklyn, Bronx, Queens, New York City, or Staten Island, and he's like, snap into a Slim Jim. He puts a whole meat stick in his mouth, and them guys like, hey yo,
Yeah.
Let me talk to you. Mouthful of like Tabasco flavored Slim Jim.
they gonna be like, nah, son, you gotta go somewhere with that, yo. My
My guy.
No,
Let me talk to you.
no.
Slap into a Slim Jim. Yeah.
And the funny thing is, like, I guess me speaking personally, because maybe it's just me, and you know, me and Brisk King, LA Knight's from our neck of the woods. He's a Hagerstown dude. I guess I don't see much of the appeal. Oh yeah, I forgot you're from Beemore, aka
Baltimore, not
Murder
Beemore.
City,
Baltimore.
yeah.
Oh boy.
Where are you from, Andre? Tell the people where you're from.
The street lights where I'm from. But anyway, that's besides the point.
Nah,
I never
LA
got
Knight
the,
is the future.
I never got the hype behind him, but even I can agree at this point, WWE would be dumb not to pull the trigger. And this like battle royale is hopefully the first step in building them. And just from watching tonight's episode of SmackDown, I can already tell there's going to be like a mini feud between him and Karrion during that match. And there was one other person,
Grayson Waller.
Thank you.
Oh,
Well,
I thought they was already going to build to that match because he was talking trash. No, it wasn't Grayson Waller. It was Logan Paul. He was talking trash.
Yeah, that's who I thought he was going to face at SummerSlam at first, but they went in a different direction with Ricochet.
That's going to be a great
So,
match.
so are y'all agreeing that LA Knight's probably gonna win this whole thing?
I think so. I think so. But here's the thing, right? Yeah, definitely. He's gonna win. Here's the thing,
If
right?
you bet against it, dummy. Yeah.
Dummy, yeah. You know what? The only thing I don't like about this whole Slim Jim Battle Royal thing is that you got to look at the people that's in there. You got, AJ Styles, who's been jerking the curtain for a while. You got Karrion Kross, who hasn't done anything since he came back. So it's like, in all honesty, it's like it's LA Knight who's like the best of the worst, and him winning the Slim Jim Battle Royal, to be honest, kind of doesn't mean anything, because what are you getting from winning that? What are you really getting?
I just told you.
An endorsement, a sponsorship.
He's gonna be the new spokesman.
Right, I get that. And here's my thing, right? That they got to pull the trigger on him. You know what I'm saying? You guys remember when back probably 5 or 6 years ago that they was doing a whole Rusev Day thing, and that thing was super red hot, but they never pulled the trigger on it. I just have the feeling that's going to happen again, and they're going to just wait for it to die out.
No, because Rusev didn't have merchandise sales like LA Knight. LA Knight is selling, bro. I'm telling you, that guy is the people's megastar, and I'm his #1 fan. I'm telling you, bro. LA
I
Knight
am
is gonna
too.
be the face of the WWE. And
I am
if anybody
too.
bet against them, dummy, yeah.
I just hope they pull the trigger on him before it's too late. That's the only thing that I hope.
I hope so too. If Vince McMahon is leading the ship right now, bro, I swear to God, I'm gonna start watching AEW every Monday. And it don't come on Monday, right?
No, it don't.
But I'm still gonna watch it on Monday.
No disrespect to AEW. Like I catch the highlights because there's some people in there I like. I just don't watch
me too.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not really the biggest AEW fan. I mean, if anything, if I watch it, it's for FTR and maybe CM Punk. But other than that, I don't really care.
The GOAT.
No, and Adam Cole. Adam Cole. Everybody else.
You like what you like, man. I mean, you like what you like. I mean, some people still like AEW, some people don't. Some people like WWE, some people don't. Quite frankly, I try to watch it all. If anything, I watch the highlights, but yeah, that's a whole other story. I can't even think about AEW right now because the stuff I'm hearing is just giving me a headache, and it's probably going to put me back into one of my little times where I'm like, okay, I'm going on a break now. I can't stand wrestling. I'm gonna just go watch something else. So yeah, LA Knight. All right, for the Battle Royal. So the next match we have, and this is going to be an MMA rules match. Okay. UFC would never have a wrestling match where a suplex or a DDT, but WWE has an MMA rules. Okay, I don't get it, but MMA rules match. We have the baddest woman on the planet, Rowdy Ronda Rousey, versus the Queen of Spades, Shayna Baszler.
That's my girl right there.
Shayna for the win.
I've always liked her.
You know what? I'm gonna pick differently. I think I'm gonna go with Ronda Rousey. I don't think that they're going to do anything really with Shayna Baszler. Hey, I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think they're going to do anything with her.
Isn't
Now,
Ronda
they
like
need
allegedly on her way out though?
Right, like Ronda's leaving,
now,
so I feel like it'd be purposeless to have her
My
leave.
question is to do what though? Like what? I mean, if you're gonna go back and train women, okay, I understand, but to do what? Yes. Once again, yesterday's UFC women's division is not today's UFC women's division. I'm not like
Right.
joking about it, like
You're right.
because that
Apparently, though, that's like the direction she's going in. Like that's where everybody's speculating she's going back.
You
Ronda
know,
Rousey need to go in the kitchen.
I'm gonna,
you're going to get a lot of hate for that one.
Yeah,
I know I am.
Yes.
I'm sorry, bro. She sucks, bro. They put too much pressure and too much star power on her because of her fame and that she got from UFC. But her in-ring ability sucks. Y'all want to get rid of Nia Jax, but y'all want to throw the women's championship on Ronda Rousey? How
I think Ronda's a good
disrespectful is that?
wrestler. I think Ronda's a great wrestler, honestly. I'm in the minority, but I think
You see what Shayna Baszler is? That's what they wanted to make Ronda Rousey, and it never happened, bro. Shayna Baszler
You know what it is
is
for me?
a great wrestler.
Yes. With Ronda Rousey, she has the charisma of a Lacey Evans, but she actually has some in-ring talent.
Wow, that was weird.
But
That makes
but
it
you see when she
That's
walks to the ring
But you know what it
with
is?
that angry look,
Lacey
she looked like
Evans.
an angry 10-year-old girl. Every time she put on that angry look, she like that
She
10-year-old
did.
girl that try to
Maybe-
press you into giving her juice. And you like, you ain't getting no juice, all right?
She
Go
do be
sit.
pouting. She do be pouting.
But you know what it is with Ronda? They'll probably, you know what it is with her is just that her star power because like she was
Yes.
like, you know, the leader of the UFC women's division. So it's like she has so much credibility to her name and stuff like that. And I think that's why they pushed her, you know, to the moon so fast. But it's like, I'm
They
tired of
tried
her,
to
you know.
redeem that knockout she took from Holly Holmes. That's what happened.
I
They
think
tried
that's
to
the other
make
reason
her
why
look
she's
like
probably
the
going
baddest
back.
woman in the planet in wrestling because she got knocked out in the UFC. Let's keep it real.
She lost
Wasn't
the
there
World
also like
Cup.
the
I'm
four
gonna-
horsewomen versus four horsewomen thing tease? Like the horsewomen of UFC versus the horsewomen of
That was so long ago. Like you missed
What
out.
happened
and
with
nothing happened.
You missed out on that. They fumbled the bag severely with that.
Yeah, definitely.
honestly speaking, I honestly I don't. As much as I would like to see four horsewomen versus four horsewomen, I just don't think it would have clicked well. Like, you know, I had a whole argument with Shayna Baszler, believe it or not, on YouTube, and I was like, yeah, but Ric Flair did Ric Flair. I think something about Ric Flair endorsing her and Ronda Rousey, and she actually she posted in response to what I said. She posted a big photo of her and Ric Flair throwing up the four horsemen signal, and she put wrong at the top. I was like, okay, touche. But still, Charlotte has more right to it than she does because that's his daughter, you know. But you know, when she said they're the four horsewomen of WB, they're not an actual group. They're just four great wrestlers who happen to be friends. And then when I looked at how Shayna and Ronda were moving, and even before Ronda, how Shayna and Marina Shafir were moving, and Jessamine Duke, I was like, the Shayna and them, they were really more like the four horsewomen. Like they move like that. And I remembered I met Marina Shafir at a wrestling convention. I think it was the same when I met you at CF and Bills. And I was like, yo, Marina, you know something? I just gotta say you were right. And she was like, she got up and she was like, I was like, yo, Marina, I don't want to. I'm not trying to say nothing crazy because yeah, MMA fight. She can whoop my ass. I'm not trying to, deal with her in anything. So I was like, yo, I'm not looking for an ass whooping. I'm just trying to say, And she's like, no, I'm just, fixing my jacket. And so she stood next to me. I'm like, you, Rhonda, Jessamine Duke, who's the other one that was in, the team, and Shayna. Y'all are definitely the real four horsewomen. Like I would, like bar none. Y'all are the only ones that I see that could fit that mold. And she was like, oh, cool. But not to digress, it would have been great to see that, but I don't think it would have been a great thing to like. I don't think it would have clicked well. I just don't think it would have. It's just to me like when I see Charlotte and them, it's like they're just like high and by. Like they're respectful for like Sasha and Bailey are more like best friends. But like outside the two of them, I just don't see like any friendship amongst the four of them. Like I just don't see it.
Don't Charlotte and Becky got real
Yeah.
beef in real life because
I
Becky
don't-
made a comment about her breast implants?
I don't think they're.
I think
I
so.
just don't think they're friends anymore. I just think they're just
Yeah.
co-workers.
That
Because
belt
remember when they
incident.
were swapping titles and they was throwing the belts at each other? That was real. That wasn't
Yeah,
scripted.
that definitely was.
They don't like each other.
Yeah, WWE needs to start capping with all these everybody's friends that they were friends. Like they were not. The same thing I heard with, and I could be wrong, with Roxanne and Cora Jade. Like they weren't like besties tagging like in the indies. At least I never saw them when they were Roxy and Elena Black, respectively. But now all of a sudden, yeah, they're best friends and they're like Sean and Marty or Kevin and Sammy. And I'm like, y'all gotta stop capping, man. Like, y'all, I mean, I understand you got a storyline, but y'all gotta get some authentic, like Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. You could say they were best friends. They still are. That works. Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder, now known as Brian Myers and Matt Cardona, that works. But stop saying everybody was like best friends. Like, no, come on, man. Like, geez.
Best friends from AEW.
Well, that's different. They've been. I guess you could say they're best friends from that. Yeah. All right. So the next match we have. Oh, this is man. I'm sorry. I'm going to be sorry for Drew's chest. It's going to be Drew McIntyre going up against Gunther, who's the defending champion. Intercontinental Championship match, and Gunther's going to have, of course, Imperium, which is Ludwig Kaiser and Giovanni Vinci on his side. Who y'all got for this one?
Gunther. Hands down.
This is a difficult one because, again, see, I don't watch wrestling for wins and losses. I pay attention to the storyline, and if WWE is smart, they got to drag this out. They can't just let Drew McIntyre defeat Gunther. Actually, Drew should defeat Gunther because remember when it was the triple threat match, Gunther did beat Sheamus and Drew in the same match. So technically, this is Drew's getting his get back.
Wait, who got pinned?
Drew got pinned. I think
Drew got
pinned.
Yeah, Drew got
So Drew, okay, so Drew took the fall. Maybe it would have worked out a little bit better if Sheamus would have took the fall. Then maybe I could see where that that theory can go into place. But from what it looks like because since he's past Macho Man's record, and he's passed, I think he's getting ready to pass, if he hasn't done it already, Pedro Morales' record as Intercontinental Champion. I think they're trying to get him to be the one to beat Honky Tonk's record. But then again, you never know, because didn't we think the same thing for Santino? We thought that he was going to beat his record, and look what happened. So,
I mean, but Santino
But with like
was
Gunther, oh, go ahead.
No, you good.
I was gonna say, but with like Gunther, like he's credible. I can fully believe that he could break that like streak. And the other thing about it is, just like I think it was Monday, he had that match with Gable, and you start to see you see that there's these seeds for a potential future feud between him and Chad. Maybe Chad will be the one to get the belt off of him.
I would love that.
Lord knows he's a great performer and he deserves it. But this is me like getting a future booking, but that just gets the belt off him and sets him up for like the title he deserves to take later on down the line. But my point is this: I don't think they're going to throw the Intercontinental on Drew. That's just my personal opinion. And
he doesn't need it.
It's not going to be at this juncture. Exactly.
He's better than that.
But I will say this: something tells me we're going to get some Brawling Brutes shenanigans. I don't know why. Something tells me.
But haven't Imperium been warring with the Undisputed Champions?
I think so, if I'm not mistaken.
The tag champions, yeah, but I'm pretty sure Kevin's not even cleared to Kevin's not cleared to compete.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Like,
he got injured. That's right.
Now.
He got injured. That's right.
So,
And like I said earlier this week, it seems like they're trying to bury Giovanna a bit, or the Italian guy,
Giovanni.
Because I think they about to bring somebody else to Imperium, just like they about to bring somebody else to Judgment Day.
Ilya Dragunov. I heard that was a rumor.
If they bring
different wrestler, bro. That forearm to the back of the neck, bro. Oh man,
him, I'm
devastating.
gonna tell y'all right now. Him versus Pete Dunne. Whoo!
Oh
So
man,
that's a match I
Money.
need to see.
But you know,
Pete
I got
Dunne
an
is not the
interesting
one.
theory, right? What if Drew McIntyre isn't the one to beat him? Then who is the one? What if it's Ilya Dragunov, since he already took the NXT UK title off of him, since he had that lengthy feud with him? What if he's the one to be Gunther?
It's gonna be Drew, bro.
I don't
Because
know. I
Nah,
think Gunther's
if you
winning.
because
I'm not jacking it.
remember when Drew was out for a while, they was beefing back and forth with Drew about his contract. They got to get that man something, and then you got to look at it like this: he had a WWE title run when there was nobody in the arena.
Mm-hmm.
You got to give him something, bro. And this is it. He's gonna be the one to dethrone Gunther, and he gonna get that chair that he was looking for when he beat Brock Lesnar.
But do you think that's still going to be the same as him winning the world title, though?
Yeah,
That's the real question.
because it's Gunther. Bro, listen, Gunther's a beast. I like Gunther.
Oh,
Me
for
I
too.
sure.
think Gunther could hold that belt as long as Roman is holding the Universal Championship. Because Gunther is no joke. But they're gonna give it to Drew, bro. Remember, Drew has always been Vince McMahon chosen one. He's gonna be the one to dethrone Gunther, unless they try to drag it out. But me, I'm going with Drew on this one.
So who's everybody going for? Because I think Drew's gonna take it.
Gunther.
I'm going with Gunther.
Gunther for sure.
Cool. So the next match we have is going to be a singles match, and it's going to be Ricochet versus Logan Paul.
Logan Paul.
Yeah.
It can go either way for me.
Politically, it's going to Logan Paul.
Yeah.
But
Not only just that, but
if you want
I
to
was
talk
just gonna,
ability, Ricochet.
of
Sorry.
course. But not for nothing, Ricochet could afford the loss. And let's face it, Logan Paul can't afford really another loss. Like, he's been losing so much. I gotta give the win to Logan.
Yo, what if Samantha Irvin gets involved with this match?
Who the hell is the mic?
I'm serious. Like, yo, you should see the look on that girl's face, yo. She look like
He was big mad.
He pretty much wanted to say, "Yeah, I'm gonna have your girl screaming my name at the end of the match." That's pretty much what he wants to say.
She's literally just doing her job. Bro, how much you want to bet there's going to be a Prime bottle involved somewhere in this match? There's going to be some kind of Prime advertisement.
Yeah, of course. The mascot gonna come out. Something's gonna happen.
Hey,
Logan's
don't get it twisted.
Because, like Hitman said,
that Prime.
he can't afford a loss.
That Prime be busting though, man. Like, real talk. Like, I like that Prime.
I stay away from all those energy drinks, bro.
Yeah, no, I was just, it's funny. I was just talking to somebody about that. Those energy drinks are not good for you. I remember back in high school, they used to chug them joints, and I'm like, no, I'm good. No.
Hell no.
I'm good, man. Yeah. I'm good.
Yeah, me too.
But I'm going with Logan Paul on this one. Paul on this one. It's obvious he's in the stars.
All right, I'll go Logan. Brisk King, who you got?
I think Logan's gonna win, but Ricochet's gonna come out looking like a star because of it. I think.
Okay. All right.
Ricochet is putting that match to make Logan Paul look good, just like that match with Logan Paul and Roman. We knew Logan wasn't going to win that match, but even though he lost, it made him look like a contender.
I mean, it can't be understated that Logan is actually kind of good at this, though. Just give him a couple more years.
He is. He's really good. Really good.
He probably won't be a credible champion, but
the reason why people probably wouldn't want to give him his process is because he didn't pay his dues, or he didn't do 100 years on the indies, and And I've actually talked to one person, a guy by the name of John Rambo, who's actually said, like, he told me why people aren't really like upset with, like, he personally, he's not upset with Logan and the spot he has, because the indies now they tend to have some bad tendencies according to him. So Yeah. So he's definitely cool. He's one of the best. That's definitely cool with Logan being in the spot that he's in. I think he's great. Actually, what I'm gonna call what I'd like to see is Logan Paul versus Bad Bunny. I hope they go that
Ah,
route.
yes,
That would be
yes.
something.
Yeah.
Bad
WrestleMania.
Bunny is a
WrestleMania.
good
WrestleMania. That's a good
That'd be a
WrestleMania
money
match.
match.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Both of
Do a
them
Bunny
like having
Destroyer.
it's so weird. Like they have so much respect for the business. It's so weird, like seeing these two megastars actually being able to kind of do this and not
Yeah.
be douchey about it.
Oh yeah.
And Logan Paul has a great heel persona because he bring that annoying YouTube star persona to the game. And yo, bro, if you ever dealt with annoying self-righteous YouTube stars, you know.
Oh, nobody likes an influencer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what makes him great. I think like Remy said, in the next 4 years, he's definitely gonna be a star, but I don't think a mega star.
I
Yeah.
disagree. I think he'll be a mega star, hands down. With all the performances he's putting on, he's definitely going to be a mega star.
Okay, so do you guys think that he'll be either as good as Miz or better than Miz?
Whoa, that's a different. That's
Miz is underrated,
Try
though, in
it.
my opinion. Miz is underrated.
Miz is
He
my
is.
favorite.
And remember, Miz wasn't like too much back then. You know what I'm saying? And because he didn't pay his dues, his reality star, and look, I mean, Miz is very, very underrated.
Here's my thing.
Miz
That's
is
It's
the
also
my
the
favorite.
same a bunch of people with like crypto, though.
Miz is the true
Miz
definition of starting at the bottom. Now I'm here.
Miz is good enough for certain promotions. Like he's good enough. He's good for WWE. He's good for Impact, I guess. Maybe
I don't think
AEW.
so.
But you can't see him in New
Um,
Japan. He would get laughed out the
New,
building.
New Japan would kill him. CMLL would kill him.
Yeah,
I can already see. I don't know if you guys know who Murder Clown is. I could see Murder Clown chasing him around with a flapjack all over that arena. I could see Pentagon Zero in Lucha Underground breaking his arm in the first match. He can't survive certain rest. Logan Paul, I could see Logan Paul being great in New Japan. I could see him going to
Nah,
Impact
man,
Wrestling.
they'll break him in
No,
half.
wait,
You're
over
reaching.
the
They'll break
Miz.
him in half.
You're
Wait a minute,
reaching
imagine
so
this.
hard.
Logan
Miz
Paul
ain't-
versus Nick Gage.
But honestly speaking, and it's funny because the Miz said John Morrison is the margin of the tag team, and I'm like, when I look at that, when I looked at it, I'm like, John Morrison proved himself outside of WWE that anyone can go, he could be a star. If John Morrison is the Marginetti, Miz is probably the Leaf Cassidy, and this is no slight to Al Snow, but he's the Leaf Cassidy. He's definitely not Shawn Michaels, because trust me, Shawn Michaels is flawless. Like the man has great promos. There hasn't really been such thing as a bad Shawn Michaels match. Every match has you on the edge of your seat, watching closely.
The Miz give great promos, bro.
Yeah,
He does great
That
promos.
his most greatest promo was the one he did on Talking Smack with
with Daniel Bryan.
He ate him alive.
That's when
He
everybody
does
really
great.
started seeing the Miz for what he was. I really think the Miz is truly, truly underrated. I think he's greater than a lot of the wrestlers that you just named, bro.
Oh, he's a gem. He's a gem, bro. He's a
I
gem.
give it to the Miz
So-
because he's all around. He has a great entrance. He has a great finisher.
I'm not
He has
saying-
a great personality, and he's great on
I'm
the
not
mic
saying
with promos.
I'm not
He's
saying
decent.
he's
In the
good.
ring.
I'm not saying he's bad. No, I'm not saying he's bad at all. I never said that. But I'm saying like the way he fights, he's only good for certain promotions like WWE. He's good for Impact. Maybe good for AEW. Although I would love to see how MJF would do in a promo battle against the Miz, because MJF doesn't
man.
hold back. MJF
I see
doesn't
what you're
hold
saying.
back.
He's more of an entertainer than a brawler. New
I get it.
Japan is brawling.
Yeah.
New Japan is brawling. Like they really hit you. You know, the land of the strong style. They really hit you. So that's why Sasha ain't there no more.
What? Did I miss
That's
something?
Don't
that's
get
why
me.
Sasha
Don't.
Banks ain't there no more. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I'm not a Sasha Banks fan. I don't want to have this conversation right now because this is going great,
No,
and then
hey,
Alex is gonna text me.
dude. You want to know the great thing about?
I'm telling him.
You want to know the great thing about our? You want to know the great thing about our podcast? It's a safe space. You don't have to like people. You don't have to like AEW. You don't have to like WWE. Heck, Andre Audacity could tell me I don't like New Japan because it reminds me of ECW Bingo Hall Wrestling. Hitman could tell me. Hitman could tell me. Guess what? I can't stand CMLL because guess what? It doesn't make sense to me. Brisk King could probably be like, hey, Impact Wrestling is way better than WWE. There is no blasphemy. I mean, people are entitled to their opinions. Me personally, I think Sasha Banks should have stayed with WWE. I think she tries too hard in her promos, but she's good for a wrestler, But
She's a good wrestler.
that's the beauty of
She's
us. But
horrible. She's injury prone, and Charlotte Flair proved that. That whole run with her and Charlotte Flair, she just kept getting injured. That's why her title runs only lasted 30 days. Why you think they made Bianca Belair the first black female wrestler to hold the title for as long as they did? Why they didn't do it with Sasha? Because she was more of a liability than an asset.
And she seemed like she complained a lot backstage, and she was just like, she got to have it her way or the highway, and that's what happened. She took the highway.
Also, Bianca could probably legitimately bench press a bus.
Oh yeah.
Well, I guess.
I love Bianca.
Well, I guess Snoop Dogg's gonna look out for her and get her some more roles and music videos. She's doing her right now, so. Huh?
I mean, I heard she's doing great in Mandalorian. I haven't watched it yet, but I heard she's doing good in that.
Maybe Brandy could let her be down.
I'm not. Honestly speaking, I say this. I'm not mad at Sasha. Get it how you can, because let's be honest. And I'm sure we all agree. We all could agree on this. You can't wrestle forever. Eventually, your body's gonna say, "Oh, it ain't it." How Ric Flair still did it at 73. I don't know. I've never seen that match. I don't think I want to see it. But you can't wrestle forever. Eventually, you gotta just chill out and call it a day and look for something else outside of wrestling. And I'm not mad at Sasha Banks. I mean, hey, get it how you can. You're doing great. Maybe she'll go back to WWE. Maybe she won't. It is what it is.
She's still she's super overrated. Like super, 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 super overrated.
Is Alex watching?
Nah.
I don't know. But tell him I said that Sasha sucks.
Can you say that for Theory too?
We had a comparison between her and Bianca Belair, and I kept telling him Bianca Belair is the future of the black women's division. It's not Sasha Banks. Bianca got it already.
Don't say that on Twitter, man. People gonna attack you.
It's okay. They attacking me already because I'm wrestling on
Bianca now. Let's be real.
Yeah, but
I just like Bianca. I don't know. I watched her career from when she was training. She's strong. She's athletic. You know what I mean?
Honestly,
she can run with the best.
Who I want to hold those tag team titles with Bianca? No, who I want to hold those tag team titles with Naomi? Bianca. I would rather those two.
Okay.
I would rather those two.
That would have been great because Naomi is underrated too. She's a great fucking wrestler. Excuse my language. Sorry.
Yeah.
She's a great wrestler.
It's okay.
Oh, thank God. I've been holding back.
You can trust. I don't trust because I'm on my own thing, but yeah.
But that would be great because Naomi is a great wrestler. She's very athletic too. Very athletic. She has a lot of assets too.
Yeah.
In more ways than one, right?
Damn it.
Yeah, but I would have loved to see that tag team happen. That would have been great. I said if I could book a nice black female stable, it would be Bianca, Naomi, and B-Fab. I mean, it's B-Fab, right? B-Fab.
Yeah,
how I would book it. Like I said, sometimes I tend to play armchair booker. I book them like the TLC version of pro wrestling. You got the three of them, three sisters. They just got it going on, and they just be a positive and inspiring young black females and so on.
Maybe
You
they could have
know,
been Team Bad 2.0.
there was
Without
that's
Tamina.
bad.
Without
There was
Yeah,
better
yeah,
than
no
Team
Tamina,
Bad.
no Tamina.
Not
No
be
Tamina.
bad. Like
Nobody's
be
mean.
bad.
Tamina is not team bad. I'm sorry.
I did not.
She's more team Jimmy
I
Snooker.
did not care. No, Bobby, Bobby, not metaphor. Not metaphor. Trust me, that definitely not metaphor. Although Last Legend and Jakara, they're shaping up to be a pretty good team, but no, they're not. They're not going to be like metaphor.
Also, this NXT
Um,
team.
I like
yeah.
them. I like the metaphor. I like them, honestly.
Yeah. Noam Dar. I like Noam Dar. He's funny.
I think he's
So
underrated.
the next match we have, is the next match we have is for the they're probably not putting this order, but it's for the undisputed Universal WWE Universal Championship. It's Tribal Combat and recognition. It's also for recognition of the Tribal Chief. It's going to be the head of the table, Roman Reigns, the defending champion, going up against main event Jey Uso. Who y'all going with?
Do we really have
Come
that?
We have
on.
to say it.
Come on.
Do we
Come
really have
on.
that?
Come on, bro.
Come
As much as I
on.
would like Jey Uso to have a title run, it's gonna be Roman Waynes.
Like, come on, bro.
The Waynes, brother.
Jey Uso already got his win. When he pinned Roman in that tag match, that was it.
Yep.
Again, you gotta watch wrestling for the storyline and not the wins and losses. That's the part of the storyline. So now everybody think, well, because he pinned him in the tag match, he has a chance. No,
He doesn't.
I
He
think
does
the
not.
Fiend is gonna be the one to dethrone Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns at
What?
WrestleMania. Because when
The
did
Fiend.
his reign of terror
Well,
started? He took
it
the
does
belt
make
from the Fiend.
sense. It does make sense. I see. I
He took the
I see
belt
where you're
from the
getting
Fiend.
at.
His reign of terror started when he dethroned the Fiend. Bray Wyatt been gone throughout all of Roman Reigns' run because you know why? They did not want him to bump up with Roman yet, so they kept Bray Wyatt out of the fold. So now all of a sudden, all these little hints where Bray Wyatt probably be coming back. They put him in the DLC for WWE. All I'm saying is, when the lights go out and it goes, just know Roman losing that belt.
This is the thing about that. If they do that, where does that leave Cody's story?
Exactly.
I feel like Cody's story is
It's
gone.
just going to lead to Cody and Cody and Seth. Remember the first big rivalry that Cody had when he came back was against Seth Rollins.
But do we have to see that again?
Yeah.
I think that's where it's
I don't
going
want
at.
to see that again.
Or unless Cody Rhodes dethroned the Fiend. Now that would be a great ending to his storyline too.
I will say this. Like the Fiend doing, like, if they do bring back the Fiend and get rid of this kind of weird proto Bray Wyatt with Uncle Howdy Doody or whatever, and we get another Firefly Funhouse match as creative as like the first one with Roman Reigns, it might be worth it. But the other thing about it is the Fiend does not need the. Well, no, Jey Uso will have the belt, but then who's Jey Uso going to face aside from his brother?
That's true. That's true. Jimmy gonna turn on Jay. Jimmy gonna turn on Jay.
Yeah.
And that's what I always
that's why
wondered.
That's why you don't see him.
Because Jimmy used to be the man. Now Jay is the man. Jimmy not gonna like that.
But now here's the thing though. The thing is like that's all that's left for the Usos because I'm sure they're not going to go after the tag team titles again. So I mean, that's the only thing I see left for Jay, unless they're going to build him up to become an Intercontinental champion, or U.S. champion. So I don't know.
You know who I wanted to see Roman go toe to toe with? Randy Orton. That's what I thought they was gonna line up. That would have been a great, great, great story right there. He would have needed the bloodline for Randy because Randy is no joke.
I wanted Imperium versus the Bloodline. That would have been a great.
Man.
That's what I wanted.
That would have been when you call up Ilya.
Yeah, I don't think the Tribal Chief chest would have been the same after that match.
That's ground beef right there.
How they say it? Meaty men slapping meats in the ring.
Two big men strap. Yeah.
For all my New Yorkers, hey yo, pause, all right? All right, for my New Yorkers. I'm out in Brooklyn, so I gotta be careful. Somebody will shout pause in the distance. But yo, Roman is getting this win. Roman is most definitely getting this win.
Yeah,
It's not
Roman's
gonna take
winning.
nothing away from Jay, because Jay is still gonna be that dude. But Roman is gonna get that win. But I think later on in the future, they should give Jay a world heavyweight run. Like he deserves it.
Or you know what? I would even go so far as saying giving him like maybe a run at maybe the U.S. title, maybe the Intercontinental title, because let's just face it, it's like what you said earlier. Jimmy was the main guy out of the Usos, and then when he got injured, it's kind of like a blessing in disguise, and
Yeah.
it just shows us how great Jay really is. Jay's
Jimmy, the only reason why Jimmy got that that popularity was because of his wife. He was married to Naomi. If you really look at the way things were before Total Divas, it was like, okay, just the Usos. But then Naomi went on Total Divas and was like, she's married to she said she's married to Jimmy Uso, and it showcased their life. So he became the more popular one out of him and Jay at that time.
And her assets.
Well, but if you guys remember that in there, the whole little story arc is that Jimmy has always been the more popular one out the group, and now to see that Jay is actually shining and he's like the top Oos out of them, you know what I'm saying? I think that's great. I think Jimmy would have been top Oos, even without Naomi. I don't know. It's just something about him that he has some type of chemistry, and I thought with
brother Phil.
Exactly, and the cool one, but with Jay, I always thought he was a little bland and stuff like that. I felt like Jimmy was definitely more likable, but now it's like I kind of like them. I kind of like both of them. There's something that I like about Jimmy. There's something that I like about Jay. Before I just like Jimmy.
I think what happened was a balance thing. They both couldn't be stars at the same time. So, Jimmy got the star power first. Jay stayed in the cut. And then when it was his time, he blossomed.
He knocked it out of the park.
I give it to Roman, but Jay has been keeping me entertained on the Bloodline storyline, bro. The facial expression,
the cornerstone of the whole thing.
I think the next step for them would be to separate the Usos. I think that'd be the next step. Like put one on SmackDown. Put one on SmackDown, put one on Raw, let one go after the IC title, let one go after the US title. I think that'd be the best thing.
The New Day though? Isn't that kind of like splitting up the New Day though? Like
yeah, but it'll be better for this. So here's my thing. The thing with twins, and I'm sure y'all have seen it too. When you're an identical twin in the wrestling business and your identical twin actually wrestles as well, you're left in that whole category of tag team wrestler. That's what I see a lot of times. You don't get to like venture out and have your own, your own character, be your own person. You're just stuck as being, he's one of the twins, she's one of the twins, and that's why I applaud the Bella twins, because Brie and Nikki, they were able to branch out and show that they can be just as good on their own as well too. And I would like to see that.
They prove themselves, just like with the Usos. Like, there might be some twin tag teams or just some tag teams in general that they can't fly solo, and it's just better as a tag team. I think for the longest that's been the thing with Jimmy and Jay is that they were great. They're great as a tag team, but nobody ever really thought that they could probably do something outside of being just a tag team, and they can each respectively be their own individual star in their own way. I think that splitting them up, having them go to one show and then one go to the other, I think that'll be great for them. And then at some point in time, years later, maybe you can get them back together, for that last little run together. But you can give them the opportunity to split because they're solid by themselves.
They actually did an interview and they was talking about how they wanted to face each other at WrestleMania. He just did an interview, I think about like 2-3 weeks ago. But they was talking about that's their dream match, them two versus each other at WrestleMania.
And honestly, that sounds like so tight if they're brother.
Yeah. Good question, Bobby. So you said Solo could turn. Yeah, it's probably gonna happen soon. I wouldn't say it's gonna happen. He's gonna help Jay win, but I think it's gonna happen soon. Where Solo's gonna be sick of Roman and his nonsense, and he's gonna get that Samoan spike too, real quick. Although I'm gonna say this. He's going to take down Solo too. I think Roman's going to take down Solo as well. So, and it's just going to be. It's just going to be the tribal chief going up against Cody Rhodes. Eventually, just him by himself.
So I have a big question for you guys.
I have a big question.
Oh, go.
What if a Fatu shows up, like a Jacob Fatu? Because I've been hearing rumors. Bro.
I would love it.
Last time I met Jacob Fatu, he shook Alex's hand and almost broke his finger. So I don't know, bro. I think Jacob Fatu might make an appearance. You never know. They told me
or maybe a Zilla Fatu. I don't know.
Either way, one of those two things would just extend the bloodline just a little bit longer.
Yes.
Until the inevitable happens with Cody.
Yeah.
And we kind of need that to fill these next couple months.
That's what made Sami Zayn so important.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
sorry.
That could happen, or you could have Zilla Fatu, Umaga's son. He made his debut. I don't know if they're gonna bring him up so soon. There's a lot of people in that family that wrestle, man. It's crazy.
Samoan, you're born with a pair of wrestling boots.
Yeah. Jumping out the womb with the wrestling boots.
You also have another one of Rikishi's sons, Tamiko Fatu, who actually wrestles as well too. He just made his debut. So yeah, man. I mean,
doing Samoan drops in the crib. Yeah, boom.
Yeah, I've met a few Samoans. They're really cool people, man. Like outside of the wrestling and everything. Like I was just hanging with my homegirl. She's Samoan, and she was over here in New York from California. And I was like, okay, let me go ahead and get you some Guyanese cuisine. And I took her to a new drive-in on Liberty Avenue, and she loved it. I told her, yeah, our Chinese food from Guyana is different from any other. So. They're really cool people, man. Like I've had the honor of meeting several Samoans in my life. I've met a Tongan too. Really chill people, man. Very cool. But yeah, so I think Roman's gonna take that, man. It's gonna be Roman again, but it's gonna be a hard-fought battle.
Yeah,
definitely.
It's gonna be a well-told storyline in that ring. That's why I like the Bloodline storyline, because it's not even about who wins or lose. It's the story that's being told. Jey Uso deserves a Academy Award, Emmy. He needs it all, bro. Because the Bloodline storyline is great, bro.
One of the best storylines in recent wrestling. I can say that confidently.
Yeah, definitely.
I agree.
It really is.
Watching the Samoan version of The Sopranos.
Hey, yo.
Yeah.
Roman just stuffing down the gabagool. Oh, no, that'd be Paul.
The gabagool. I got another quick thing. My best friend Tony, he's Sicilian, and bro, gabagool is all he talks about, bro.
Oh boy.
Make sure you have the
stereotype.
So the next match we have is for a singles. It's actually a triple threat match for the WWE Women's Championship. It's going to be the Empress of Tomorrow, the defending champion Asuka versus the Queen Charlotte Flair versus the EST of WWE, Bianca Belair. Who y'all got for this one?
For the love of God, please let Oscar retain.
Charlotte.
I gotta go with Charlotte. I love Charlotte.
Damn.
Now I don't know if you guys seen. Did you guys watch SmackDown tonight?
I saw
I saw
some.
parts of it.
Okay, so there was a little promo that Charlotte was doing, and she was talking about how she's never been beaten at SummerSlam. Now I don't know. Part of me is like, maybe they're trying to do a little SummerSlam record, kind of like what they did with the Undertaker in WrestleMania with her, or maybe they might have her lose there at that SummerSlam. Maybe she might not be the one to stare up at the lights. Maybe it might be Bianca. But if not Charlotte, I think that Asuka's gonna definitely retain.
Oscar got to get her get back, bro.
And I feel like if anybody's going to eat the pin tonight or tomorrow, it's probably going to be Bianca. But the reason being is we're going to get that heel turn because Street Profits are already turning heel. She's probably going to turn heel next. And there's nothing really for her as a babyface. So that
she's done everything she could. I mean, what more else did she do?
You know when that heel turn is going to happen? Who did the Street Profits just attack? They attacked the Good Brothers.
Yeah.
Who are the Good Brothers affiliated with? AJ Styles and Mia Yim. AJ Styles is going to get involved. Bobby Lashley's going to take him out. Mia Yim is going to go in there thinking, you can't do anything to me. She's probably going to slap Bobby Lashley, or she might even slap Montez Ford. And who's going to come out to whoop that ass? Bianca Belair.
Just all knees to chest, not even hesitating.
I think.
And you know what? Not for nothing. I'm all for the Street Profits turning heel because, just like with Bianca, what more could they really do as baby faces? You know what I'm saying? And I like the whole dynamic of the whole, Hurt Business 2.0. So it's like, I'm definitely all for it.
It's going to be cool, too.
Turn them into the nation.
Ooh, the new nation be fire.
Yeah, but on some modern day, we drive Bentleys and all that type of nation. You know what I mean? Leave the road talks at home. We drive
Fighters.
Bentleys.
That's what I say. Street Fighters. Fucking Street Profits. The Street Profits has heels. It's just gonna be those two dudes on the basketball court that talk cash shit but can back it up.
Yeah,
like I'm talking Disney sports movie villains, and I'm here for it.
Yo, this is gonna be good. What they're doing with Bobby, and I'm glad that they're allowing Bobby to do this because Bobby's a great wrestler, bro. He really is. Even when he left WWE, he proved himself because Bobby was supposed to have been got a push in the WWE before that transition when he had the ECW. I forgot what happened that caused that push to be delayed and he got put out of the company. I think it has something to do with his wife because that's why he got put out of TNA. She was running her mouth. Huh?
Nothing.
Yeah, remember he was married to that girl when he was in TNA and she came out. That was his real wife.
Crystal Marshall.
No, that was. So actually, I heard something else about why he left. I think Bobby Lashley was complaining about something and somebody heard it and then eventually like, okay, well, you're complaining. Well, bye-bye.
Oh, wow.
I don't know how true that is. I heard it off of a YouTube. I don't know if that's true or not, but maybe that could be it.
But I'm glad they're giving Bobby this push.
Yeah, he deserves it.
He's a champion and a leader, and it's being never mind. It's just great. It's just great to see us. You know what I mean?
It puts him in a good position to like mentor the younger talent too. Is the other thing.
Yeah.
Montez Ford is the future champion. I like Montez Ford. That's one of my favorite wrestlers right now.
Yo, y'all stay sleeping on Dawkins. Dawkins got an amateur wrestling background. I'm just saying.
I'm not seems like we don't really.
But Montez Ford has the total package. Sorry, but Dawkins is good. But
and he's former military, extra brownie points.
Yeah.
Yes, and he has charisma. He has that he can capture the crowd. You know what I mean? That's one thing that you have to be able to do when you out there giving promos. Like when I'm doing my promos and stuff, I make sure that I'm able to capture the crowd. If you can't draw the crowd in, then you might as well just put the mic down and go to the back and read some Rock and Stone Cold promo books.
You're basically Baron Corbin during the Corbin phase at that point.
Yeah, but
Baron Corbin's not that bad. Don't give him that.
I
much
like
slack.
Baron Corbin.
Yeah, I like him.
I like Lone Wolf Baron Corbin.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Not that happy Corbin, bullish. No.
Nah, bring back the Lone Wolf. I don't know what's going on with this burning ship nonsense, but
He's a pirate now. He's a
That's
pirate.
yeah.
That song is fire. I don't care.
Out there collecting booty, like what's going on here?
Bro is having heavy metal sea shanties as his goddamn walkout. What happens?
Heavy metal sea shanties. Listening to Smashing Pumpkins while they roll the boat.
Oh boy.
So y'all said Oscar's gonna win, right?
Yeah.
I said Charlotte.
And they're all three great wrestlers. Those are my top three favorite female wrestlers in the WWE besides Rhea Ripley. Asuka is amazing. Charlotte is amazing, but Charlotte needs to sit down for a while. She's damn near already caught up to her pops. Bianca, it's time for her to make another transition. Let Asuka have that run that she needs right now. Let Shayna take the belt from Asuka.
Because honestly, Asuka has not had a good main roster run with like the women's brass. NXT, sure, but main roster, let her have a good run.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So she didn't do so bad, during a pandemic. She didn't do so bad.
She was missing the crowd. She need that crowd, bro. Because Asuka's
That's
great.
crowd adds a
Bro.
lot.
I love Asuka, bro. She's great. She need that crowd. She's gonna like even the way she's acting right now. She remind me of when Seth Rollins started bugging out. How she just pop up and just started kicking Charlotte and all of them and all that just popping up in their ring. I'm telling you what they're gonna give Asuka at least until January with that title, bro.
Oh,
I wouldn't be surprised if she walks to WrestleMania with the belt.
I wouldn't
EO,
either
though.
because she has the capability.
We still have that briefcase, boys.
Right. EO Sky.
Oh no, that's not. She's not going to be successful. She's not going to be successful because if you watch Money in the Bank, if you watch the previews, SmackDown and Raw before Money in the Bank, they kept talking about how the women's briefcase is the only one that has a long a successful cashing streak. So
when they do
why
something
not
like
give
that,
it to EO Sky?
when they do something like that, it's subvert your expectations. You know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, nobody's ever done this. It's probably not going to happen this time. And then boom.
And then there goes the swerve, right?
Yeah.
That's what they did with Cody.
No Isaiah.
They did that with Cody.
I really
I
thought.
ain't gonna lie, I was on the Cody bandwagon until I started seeing
You know what's crazy? I said this to somebody, and I said I was like, you know what? Cody's definitely gonna win. You know what made me think that Cody was gonna win? So at the WrestleMania Superstore, they were selling his side plates. I was like, oh snap, he's gonna win. He's gonna win. There's no way that he can't win. And then you know what happens? He doesn't win.
I withdraw my argument actually on that point.
So
I knew he wasn't gonna win when he came in at number 30 and won the Royal Rumble. Like yo, understand something. This is the man that sat on AEW and broke the throne. I'm a Leo just as well as Triple H is. We get petty, bro. You're not just gonna walk on my show and then you're just gonna walk in here and be my greatest champion. Psych.
As a fellow Leo, I can co-sign that.
Oh,
Yeah.
brother Leo.
August 1st, brother. August 1st.
9th. Happy related birthday, my brother.
happy belated birthday.
Fucking gross.
So
Well,
the
in
next
the wrestling world, we say Happy Acknowledge Me Day. So you have officially been acknowledged by the wrestling god.
And a preemptive happy acknowledgement day to you, sir.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you.
So the next match we have is a singles match for the World Heavyweight Championship. We have the defending champion Seth freaking Rollins defending against Finn Balor. Who y'all got for this one?
It has to be Finn.
Finn has
It has
been-
You going with Finn?
because we need to sow that Judgment Day breakup. Like we need to sow that now.
Damian Priest,
like,
right? I seen that, bro. Damian Priest, bro. They're gonna either kick Finn out and bring in what's his name? JD
Jordan Devlin, JD McDonough. JD McDonough.
Yeah, I think they're gonna, because he do look like Finn Balor. I'm not gonna lie, they look
Like his little brother. He does.
Yeah,
The
I think
pre-evolved
they're gonna
Finn
bring
Balor.
him in and get rid of Finn, but they're gonna give
I
Finn
mean-
that belt.
I mean, Finn did train JD McDonough, so I mean, it would be interesting.
And the last time that they faced off against each other, he beat Seth for the Universal Championship and then lost. They had to relinquish it the day after. So
Yeah,
they do got that.
Also, after what happened at WrestleMania, Finn kind of deserves a W. Bro got his head cracked off a freaking watermelon. Just give him the consolation belt.
give it
But
to
After that
Finn, bro.
nonsense, after that nonsense that they did with the Demon, where the Demon lost to Roman because the cameraman
Yo.
cut the top rope, they definitely deserves it.
That was God was on Roman's side, like actual Jesus.
I think that's why they got Seth defending the belt so much now, to give it that prestige. So when Finn take it, it's not like, well, Seth had a weak title run. No, he defended the belt damn near 17 times, I think. So Finn taking the belt from him right now to transition to that feud with the Judgment Day is great. I think that's the direction they should go.
That's probably why they put the belt on Seth in the first place, because nobody's going to accuse Seth of being a lazy worker. Like
No.
almost
Yes.
all of his matches are at least
Right.
decent. So for him to have that belt and then drop it to somebody who been kind of like not mid in WWE, but better, like not as good as he should have been in Finn
Yeah.
Balor. So having him drop that belt, it kind of reignites Finn being credible. Especially since, again, as you guys mentioned, the whole demon thing, which was supposed to be the demon himself being this unbeatable entity that was supposed to be, the nuclear option. And then y'all just made him lose to
Bro, I
a
love the
rope.
Demon, bro.
But you know what?
Finn Balor character.
Well, let me ask you guys this, right? Do you think that at this point in Finn's career, do you think that he still has what it takes to be a top guy, to take that top title?
Do you
Absolutely.
think Bret Hart is still the excellence of execution?
That's different. Brett is money. I don't know about
Finn
Finn.
Balor ain't gonna change. He's still great, bro.
Bro is
He
still
has
athletic. Bro still is like moving like he's still one of the young bucks. And again, bro took a whole ladder to his head.
You have
and
to
still
remember-
finished the match.
Yeah.
You have to remember that 40 is not exactly old. Like, yeah, you're middle aged, but it doesn't mean like you're a grandpa and you're moving slow as No, I mean, you could still move the way, if you take care of yourself, you could still move as quick as some of these 30-year-olds.
Right. And it's not about his age, because I don't think it's his age. I don't know. I feel like, to me, like, I felt like if he was going to have one more last chance, like his last chance was over and done with in NXT. And that's just me thinking like that. I don't know. It's just like, I don't feel it with Finn.
You
I
hear
don't.
somebody knocking at your door, Hitman, that's me about to put you in the sharpshooter.
Nah, man, I don't feel it.
You know what happened?
Bro,
It was that
blade.
injury. If Finn wouldn't have got injured when he got that Universal Championship, I think his career would be in a whole different top tier, bro. Because that's why Vince had the confidence enough to put that title on him, bro. He's the first ever Universal Championship. Only reason why he didn't get a push because he got injured and Vince took him as a liability instead of an asset, bro. He
I
still
don't
got.
know.
They just ain't giving him the opportunity to. Look! Everybody that they put in Finn Balor is pretty much already set in stone to elevate to another level. Give Finn Balor that rivalry that he needs to build him up, not to him building everybody else up. He needs that. He hasn't had that, and this rivalry with Seth is that. But the only obstacle in that is Damian Priest. It's the only obstacle in that, because I know ain't nobody cashing in on Roman right now, unless
Absolutely not.
unless he tries because of what's going on with the bloodline. But ain't nobody cashing in on Roman right now.
Well, you know, and not for nothing, we already know that it's inevitable that Damian Priest is going to cash in to try to go for the World Heavyweight Championship. For me, I just don't see Balor winning. I could see Damian Priest cashing in the title on Rollins, but I just don't see Finn being the champion, or if he does have it, I don't think he's going to hold it for a long time or have a good run.
That's where
just my
Damian
opinion.
Priest coming at. The only way they could really push this Damian Priest and Finn Balor Judgment Day feud, Damian Priest has to cash in on Finn, not Seth. Because it'd be like, all right, well, yeah, you cashed in on Seth and you took my title opportunity away. Compared to, yo, bro, you cashed in on me and you picked me, you supposed to be my boy. That's like you come home and see your boy sleeping in the bed with your wife.
But the thing is,
if that's the case, then he needs to do that right away as soon as he wins it. You know, cash it in on him, boom, crack his head open.
I can't help but feel as if Damian cashes in and actually, wins during, tomorrow. You might be able to have, you can milk Finn kind of having that slow boil of jealousy. And then you have that blow off that completely fractures Judgment Day. And then you have, not to use the term, but Judgment Day Civil War split up in two halves. And that would probably make some interesting dynamics between Rhea and Dom as well. I don't know. But basically what I'm saying is another dramatic beat that they could take is having Damian cash in tomorrow and then Finn acting like he's chill.
I can see that. I could see that.
You said acting like he's chill, like he's cool about it.
So many angles.
Yeah, basically there are a lot of angles to it, and essentially he's chill for a minute, and then I don't know, maybe he wins Hell in a Cell because somebody else has to win Royal Rumble, so maybe he wins that, and that's when he calls his shot.
Kind of like a little slow burn and a little bit of built up, anger and stuff. I could dig that.
I like a good slow burn.
Me too. That's what messes up wrestling nowadays because everybody wants shit to happen so fast. No,
you can't have
let the story be told.
Exactly.
If you could watch 7 seasons of Walking Dead and still don't know how the zombies got there, bro, you could let this storyline go for a couple of more months. What are we on, season 32 of The Walking Dead?
And this is
pretty much.
That was my logic with Bray Wyatt until he started consistently kind of dropping the ball. Just wait, it's gonna be all right. Just wait.
And I'm a Bray Wyatt fan, bro. I got the Uncle Howdy mask right now. Shout out to my son A Diddy. He brought it for me for Christmas and all that. But I got the Bray Wyatt mask. I'm a big Bray Wyatt fan. You know what I mean? But I think this is what's happening. They're bringing Bray Wyatt back and forth little bit by little bit because they know eventually that they're gonna have Bray Wyatt versus Roman. Because imagine if Bray Wyatt was in wrestling during Roman Reigns' run, right? Bray Wyatt is not a wrestler that loses a lot. So as he winning and he picking up traction, the people are gonna start asking for Bray versus Roman, and eventually they're gonna have to give us that. If Bray was there, Roman title run wouldn't have went for 3 years, bro.
I don't know. I think he still would have beat him and kept it moving.
I don't think so. Because Bray has to be the one to dethrone him because Roman took Bray title, and this is at the time when he was the Fiend, undefeated Fiend.
Hold on, that's the difference. The Bray Wyatt and the Fiend are technically two different people.
Yeah,
technically, because Bray, that's a docile guy. The Fiend, unhinged. Two different personas. Even though I think they shared the belt for a second, because Bray Wyatt did definitely defend the belt during TV.
The blue one,
against Miz, against Miz.
Yeah, the blue universal. That's right.
Yeah, the blue universal.
But I don't know. I think it's gonna if they don't give us that, right? At least just let Roman be in the ring and let me hear this. If you smell, if I hear that, bro, I swear to God, you're gonna hear the rest of the because this
special guest host Jason Momoa.
for Roman Reigns to be the greatest Samoan wrestler in the world, he has to take on the great one, the greatest Samoan to ever lace a pair of boots up and step in the
Yeah.
ring. He has to. You can't call
But
yourself the
Yokozuna's
head
dead.
of the table.
Yokozuna's dead. Yeah.
Wait.
Yes,
I give it to Yokozuna, but The Rock is the greatest Samoan wrestler, bro. He is. Within a short span, The Rock wasn't even there. Well, he was there for like 10 years, right?
Longer than that. Probably a little bit longer.
But
Yeah,
he did so much, bro. I still watch Rocky promos and just sit here and laugh my ass off, bro. Like I'm a Stone Cold fan, hands down. But when it comes down to the world's greatest entertainer, I give it to The Rock, bro.
Oh man. Yeah, absolutely.
The Rock
Especially when
is
he was
one
a
of
heel.
Give it
The
another
Rock
10 years. I
the
think
Rock is
MJF.
one of those wrestlers that he's difficult to out promo. Like the only person I've ever seen out promo The Rock in
It's John Cena.
no, not John Cena. Definitely not John Cena.
John Cena.
Although John Cena was just he definitely tried his thing and rose above hate, and he did. Outside of the Attitude Era, with Sting, Stone Cold, Triple H, and the rest of them, the only person outside of the Attitude Era
Yep.
I've seen out promo The Rock, CM Punk.
Never.
Wait, hold on one
I'm
second.
sorry.
Here's the thing. Here's the
The
thing with
greatest
CM
promo
Punk.
CM Punk ever gave was that pipe bomb promo.
Here's the thing with CM Punk. You want to know why The Rock couldn't get CM Punk in one of his promos? Why he couldn't really make fun of CM Punk? Because CM Punk broke the fourth wall. He broke that fourth wall, and he's already said everything about himself. He said he's skinny fat. He said he's straight edge. He said he wears a lot of tattoos. This is the same case with Eminem and 8 Mile. When
I
he
was just
said
gonna say
Eminem
that.
all the flaws. Yeah, when Eminem said all the flaws in himself, and he said all these problems, you can't really diss somebody on their problems if they're already telling people that they actually had the problem. So it's like, what are you gonna tell CM Punk else? What is The Rock gonna tell CM Punk that he's not already telling people that he's owning up to? You can't really kick a man down when he's down, when he's already down, and telling people, hey, this is me.
You know what The Rock can tell him? Hey, look, CM Punk, you take that title, you shine it up real nice, you turn that son bitch sideways and stick it up your candy ass, because you're going to be in the SmackDown hotel looking up at the stars as the referee counts 1, 2, 3. If you smell, I'm just saying.
That's all he said. And you know what CM Punk would say? Typical Rock. You're stuck back in 1998. You think you have the long sideburns and you think you're running with Vince's money, but guess what, Rock? 1998 called. They got tired of you. You don't have it anymore. You're better off staying to Hollywood because the game has changed, Rock. That's what he's going to tell him.
And speaking of the game, Triple H came, look, CM Punk, you got to go to AEW because you can never make it in the WWE.
Yo, that man Triple H really do love his mouth.
Dude, he can't even make it in AEW either. I'm sorry, but it's not the same CM Punk.
It's not.
I like CM Punk when he was with Paul Heyman.
Let me tell you something. Like I said, I call a spade a spade. What notable has CM Punk done in AEW?
Nothing.
What he made a fan cry when he came back? Like, geez,
like his whole MJF feud is actually flames, but that's mostly because of MJF.
Like he came back.
Yes.
And
I'm not making
because of everyone else.
I'm not making fun of that crying CM Punk fan. Shout out to Frank. We actually had him on our show. But that's the only thing I can remember. A fan was so overcome with tears of joy that he came back. But other than that, nothing else that I could really be like, yo, I remember when CM Punk did this. There's nothing that notable that he's done in AEW that made me think, oh wow, like this is something.
You know what he
There's
did
something,
since
but
he
it's
came
not
back?
positive.
You know what he did since he came back? He
Fought with the
changed
Elite.
those saggy ass dad shorts and put on some pants. I'm sorry,
I tell you.
it looked like somebody
It
dad
really
got
does
out of
age
bed
a
and was
man.
like, let's get in the ring, son.
That man, I don't know, man. I don't know what Tony Khan is doing, but he needs to. I really don't care if Tony
Cocaine
Khan
every
sees it, but
time.
Tony Khan needs to find that 2019 part of himself and get the ball rolling. Because if he doesn't, he's going to end up like TNA 2010, and we all know
Now,
how that went.
now, hold on. Now, a lot of people don't give Impact and TNA the credit that they deserve. TNA stayed relevant. Now, I'm not saying you, but I'm just saying TNA stayed relevant during the time where WWE was the only mainstream show in the States, and TNA held it for 10 years. That's why when AEW came on, it was like, oh, it's something new. Y'all guys forget about the six-sided ring and the X division and all that other stuff. I love
Thank
Impact, bro.
you. Thank you. See, oh man, this is the whole speech. People were just too lazy to find other choices because when they're saying, now I have a choice, no, you had a choice. You were
Oh
just
yeah,
too lazy to pick up your remote or to go on Google and find. I've been watching OVW for the last 10 years. I was watching Reality of Wrestling for the last 10 years. New Japan, wrestling from Hollywood, championship wrestling from Hollywood, championship wrestling from Arizona. You got Rocky Mountain Championship over in Denver. You had choices. I mean, if you're talking about, oh, now I have a choice with the same production team, okay, you have a point there. But you
Yeah.
always had a choice. You just
Yeah.
didn't want to look,
At the
You
end
know,
of the day,
you know what?
you
It's
know?
funny you say that because when I was a kid, um, so as far as WWE, as far as or WWF at the time and WCW, in the early '90s, mid '90s, there was limited programming. But that doesn't mean that there was limited wrestling. So I used to watch CMLL on Saturdays after WCW Saturday Night, and I used to love it so much. But there were always this always was a choice. Even I think New Japan was like playing in certain places. I don't know. I didn't watch New Japan as a child, but
You started watching the same time
CMLL
I did.
definitely.
that's the thing, though. I think, especially about like wrestling fans, aside from like the tribalism and the sense of entitlement that a lot of them have, we have all been programmed to think that WWE is like the end all be all product, and that anything
It's
less
not.
than their production or less than their what they do is not worth our time, and that's literally not the case. Like, seek it out and ye shall find. If you go out beyond what you know, you'll find gems. And like the way I see it with AEW coming out, like I was never into the whole war thing. I'm like, ayo, more wrestling content. That's sick.
Yes. That's how I was seeing it until they
Exactly.
started throwing pop shots
Like,
at Vince McMahon. Tony Khan can never say he's greater than Vince McMahon. Bro, you are a wrestling fan because of Vince McMahon. You are
Exactly.
hiring all of the ex-WWE wrestlers, all of the ex-WWE staff. So if you're getting good content from AEW, it's not because of Tony Khan, it's because of WWE.
And that's
Give
the other
credit
thing.
what
Like
credit is due.
the AEW, like it could have its own identity, but they just kept hoovering up talent from the other side. And again,
so
I
here's
can
the
kind of
thing.
see the positivity of that. You're giving out of work people
I,
jobs, but then you don't have
I
an
don't
identity.
I don't mean to digress from SummerSlam, but here's my thing. Tony Khan, he was like, you ever had that one little kid that you say one thing and then they just take it to heart and they keep going on and on. Now it's a whole journey, a
Yep.
whole movie for them to prove to you that you're not that person.
That
That's
was me
Tony
at
Khan. Now, if you remember, Triple H started this first. Well, yeah, understandable. He said, Billy Gunn, if you better watch yourself before Vince buys that little pissant company you work for and fires you again. That's what pretty much fired to me. What I think fired Tony Khan up,
It
and
started
now he's
before
doing
that.
the most.
It started
And what
before that
now?
because when they dropped the first All Out, right? Remember when they dropped the first All Out before they dropped the
2018.
TV show?
Yeah.
They was already throwing pop shots at WWE. Oh, this is supposed to be the brand to destroy WWE and all this other stuff. And it's like, yo, bro, you understand that AEW is David and WWE is Goliath. Only thing is this story ends different. David ain't winning this fight, bro. Like,
And it's hard to root for somebody who's that. Like,
WHO identity.
AEW AEW can't even take down New Japan if they wanted to,
Nope.
and they're all the way in
Nope.
Japan.
Look at what they
New
doing to
Japan's
Ring of
actually
Honor.
hard.
Ring of Honor was better than that before
Oh, I know,
AEW got in here.
I know.
Yeah,
I
I
was
feel like
watching. I was watching since 2012. I definitely know.
Yeah, Ring of Honor is definitely not the same from when AEW took it over. It's
I will
not.
say this.
It's AEW Dark 2.0 now. That's what it is.
Some of the things that
Yeah.
AEW does do, I wish that WWE would do, like the whole Forbidden Door concept. If only they weren't so afraid of like
I agree.
mentioning other entities and working with them. That could be money for everybody. Everybody eating, bro.
But you know what?
Honestly,
It's funny you mentioned that. You know why? Because I heard a rumor. Don't know how true this is. That I heard that WWE is open to working with NWA, but I mean it's something. Allegedly. It's a rumor. You got to take it with a little bit of grain of salt.
My thing with Tony Khan would be this: if I were him, I would just contact Vince's PR team, ask for a truce, make a truce, and that's to be the bigger man and just walk away. Because then now once you make that truce with them, Vince can be like, well, look at me. You know, Vince is gonna see, well, I thought I'm a good thing. He's gonna puff his chest up, and then Triple H with his little snide comments, you see, that's what happens when you try to go against us. Yeah, and they could say what they want to say. That way, and then if they want to have another DX reunion and borrow Billy Gunn, they can go. Whoever wants to go back to WWE, let them see. Tony Khan has to have confidence in himself. Whoever wants to go back to WWE, let them go. There's always somebody that's willing to fill that spot.
Tony Khan is that friend you had back in the days, and he got all of the toys and never want to share his toys. He's a fanboy. He's not a CEO. His company is thriving right now because of Kenny Omega, Young Bucks, Chris Jericho, and whoever he got working in the back of the area, bro. It's not because of him. He is a fanboy. When have you ever seen Vince McMahon hug his wrestlers because they signed with the company?
Never.
Business, brother. Business. You are my product. Yes, I appreciate you as a human being, but you are a product that you have to go out and deliver. Okay? Don't get it twisted. I love you. You good peoples, but my business comes first.
So my thing
is a businessman. He's a fanboy.
Yeah. And you know what? And to piggyback off of that hug thing, I thought it was funny the first time, but then it's like afterwards, it's like, all right, come on, dude. That's enough.
Are you trying to seduce them, Tony Khan? That's
what it is.
He needs to like just chill out. You know, like I said, I run a podcast. Obviously, I'm the owner of Ringside Society. I have 2 co-hosts. Some of y'all have met my 2 other co-hosts, Kathy and Rob. You might meet them another time. I've had them on different podcasts before. They've been on different podcasts before. I didn't think nothing of it. Good for you. You're getting yourself out there. I've told them several times, hey, when we first started this, if y'all get a chance to leave Ringside Society and get a career in pro wrestling, go. Get out. If you give up your career, if you have a chance to do something great in wrestling and you give it up, I'm gonna get on your ass personally, like, hey, yo, you're a blasted idiot. But I told them, I'm like, if you got a chance, it's not gonna hurt me. Trust me, I will be fine. I have a lot of confidence in myself that if I lose my 2 co-hosts, is either I'm gonna get two other new co-hosts, no slight to them, or I'm just gonna do this on my own. But Tony Khan needs to like just chill, because I heard that they wanted Billy Gunn on the 25th anniversary of DX. Tony Khan, he wanted to, but he had special requests. I'm like, bro, no. If I were Tony Khan, like, no, bro, go be with your friends, man. Go say 2 words, suck it, and do how many crotch chops you want. Just be back here when I need you for the next Dynamite, or back here when I need you for the next storyline, and that's it. MJF talking about bidding war. MJF talking about a bidding war. You want to go? Go. You want to go have a promo? You want to go sign with WWE to do a promo against The Miz? Go ahead. There's other people that could fill. I already know one guy that could fill MJF's space. Richard Holiday. I don't know if you guys know him. He's from MLW. So it's nothing. It's he could. Tony Khan just needs to like just chill with the whole. I'm trying to prove something. Nah, don't try to prove nothing, man. Just prove something to yourself. Don't prove nothing to nobody.
Facts. AEW is a great show and it has great talent. If everybody would get out their emotional bag and realize that it's about wrestling, people just want to see wrestling. Do you understand how happy I am that you have wrestling 5 days out of the week? Do you know how it feels growing up
Jeez.
and you had to wait every Monday, every Friday, or every Thursday or Saturday to watch wrestling, bro? We didn't have internet. We didn't have all
No.
that unless your uncle
So
came
much
in
Y'all
and
talking
content.
about y'all talking about that? Okay, I'm a shamelessly age myself. I'm 40 years old. All
I'm
right,
38.
Oh wow.
I started watching when I was six going on seven, 1990. I was watching it when it was only on the weekends.
Yeah,
So
Saturday night.
yeah,
Saturday
Not
main
Saturday
event.
Night Main. Lord. I didn't even know that was a thing. I thought that was just a thing they admitted recently.
No,
Nah, bro.
no, 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 no.
What you laughing at, Brisk?
This
Arizona King? Arizona Ice T down there?
is why I say modern day wrestling fans suck, bro. I'm sorry, but you guys have so much access to the wrestlers that we did not have. You had to wait
yeah.
for a magazine to come in the mail every month for you to
Shoot.
see what was going on with that wrestler. Yeah, they have so much access and they complain and complain and
I
complain. It's
first
like,
heard
bro,
I first heard about Taz through reading a wrestling magazine. So yeah, man, like these fans don't know how good they got it, man.
Yeah,
They didn't know how
I
good
you
they
know what,
got it.
and I remember back in the day collecting those wrestling magazines, like the Raw magazine, the Pro Wrestling magazine, or whatever it was called. I
PWI.
just yeah, PWI. I remember like what you were saying earlier, having to wait a whole week before wrestling comes on, and and I think that's why I watched WCW, because it's just something else for me to watch because I couldn't get enough of wrestling. Um, a lot of modern day, it's like what you said, a lot of modern day wrestling fans don't know how good they have it because, and I was just talking about this, about how like wrestling is literally on about 5 to about 6 days per week. We never had that back in the 90s.
You know, I could I could do a whole episode about that, but I could talk, but that'd be a whole lot of episode I gotta do because these modern day wrestling fans. Not okay. Don't let me generalize because I try my best not to generalize. A lot of these modern day wrestling fans, a lot. Because Brisk King and Andre, I know y'all are probably like only 25 or 26. So,
I'm 30.
45.
okay. Okay. All right. No, because I don't want to think, you got this salty old geezer talking about modern wrestling fans.
you
He's
old
just
and
mad.
you dead.
No, the thing is, a lot of these modern wrestling fans, they have a lot of issues. Which one day I'm probably gonna address. I'm probably gonna choose violence one day and come on here and actually address it because it really like gets
Do
me.
it.
I
But
wouldn't mind if you wouldn't mind a guest for that. I wouldn't mind talking about that too because I hate
Same here.
tribalism and toxicity in
Same
this
here.
community.
Yeah.
yeah, but it's several things, man. Like with just the tribalism and the disrespect with the women and the body odor. I'm gonna do an episode on that one of these days. Watching see, watching. No, I'm no, I'm gonna be for real. I'm gonna be for real.
No,
Like
you're right.
I'll be at the shows.
you got a chance to meet. You got
Please don't get me started. Don't get me started.
Oh man, and you don't
I'm
want
gonna
to be
save
that
that
guy.
for another one.
Yo, you guy, you don't want to be that guy. So it's like,
You,
and see me, I build my character as the wrestling god. You know what I mean? I'm building my own brand. I'm building my persona and stuff. So in the wrestling world, you make a mistake, it gets around real fast. So it's like,
Yeah,
yep.
you don't want to, you trying to be nice and let the person know, hey, listen, you got to adjust yourself a little bit. They might take it the wrong way and they're like, the wrestling god was acting like a dick to me, and it's like, oh no, that's not what happened. Now you got to go.
You know what it is?
Like Kanye West, I'm doing an apology video and stuff.
But and stuff like that is the reason why we can never have an attitude era ever again,
Yes,
because
yes.
wrestling fans are way too sensitive. Way too.
Yeah.
You know what? The world is way too sensitive. You can't have an attitude era ever
Blame
again.
the Democrats.
Oh, here we go.
I'm not gonna get into no politics. I don't like politics. I don't trust no political party. I don't care for them. If you want to debate something, I'd rather talk about which beer is the best. I say Corona, not Heineken. That's the worst
Guinness.
beer ever. But hey, that's
Red
my
Stripe.
thing.
The only correct answer is Red Stripe.
You must be Jamaican.
Yeah.
There's no good beer.
What is it? Cedar apple, apple cider, some shit like that. The imported beer.
The hard apple?
Yeah. I don't drink anymore. It's been like 7-8 years since I drank.
Oh wow.
Respect.
That was the last
Shit,
thing I
make me a
had.
drink after this.
You don't drink.
Maybe for my birthday.
You didn't go. I thought you went to. I thought you drank at those wrestling girls thing, man.
Nah, I wasn't drinking.
Oh man.
I was.
Hey,
It
that's
looked
pretty
like I was. You know what I mean? It looked like I was, but I wasn't.
Anyways, we got the
probably
last.
the same cup of cola in it. I don't even drink cola.
We got the last match here. Singles match. Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar. Who y'all going with?
Cody.
Cody, come on.
It better
Come
be
on.
Cody.
Hopefully.
Cody.
Hopefully.
This is gonna be Brock's Cinderella match, bro. Because I love Brock and I love what he did with his whole title run. But it's like, yo, bro, if you're not giving Brock Lesnar a title right now, he don't deserve to be in. He shouldn't be in the ring.
Actually, counterpoint to that, I feel like there is one other person Brock can put over.
Cool.
Okay.
I want that Gunther Brock match because that's
Me
just
too.
a hot mess.
But you know what? I would love to see that at maybe next year's SummerSlam. You know,
That's a
or maybe
match for me.
yeah, but you know, we already know that when it comes to the Royal Rumble, we already know who's going to win the Royal Rumble. I'm going to say Gunther. I think Gunther's going to win the Royal Rumble. I think so. Who else could you really see winning the Royal Rumble? I think it's going to be Gunther.
Unless it's somebody they
Dominic
bring
Mysterio.
up for NXT. You said Rey Mysterio?
I said Dominic.
Dominic Guerrero? I could see that.
I mean, I could believe
Nah.
So
Nah.
much heat.
I like Dominic.
Dominic.
I like Dominic, but he's not gonna.
Nah, Dominic Guerrero. Listen, that guy right now is the biggest heat that they have. And if he
absolutely.
wins the Royal Rumble, oh my freaking god!
That's
You see
actually
what happened
good
when he
heat.
beat Wesley? They lost their freaking mind when he beat Wesley.
I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I loved him.
Okay.
I loved
So
him.
I'm gonna tell y'all right now. First off, I'm gonna go with Cody to win this match. Dominic Mysterio is gonna be a big star. I'm gonna tell you right now. He's gonna go the same route as Cody, and he might not leave WWE to be a big star, but he's definitely gonna be a big star in WWE. And the reason why I compare to Cody is because when you look at Cody, he had some trying times with like characters. I mean, he had dashing Cody Rhodes, and then he had the Cody Rhodes that was like Norman Bates,
Rhodes Scholar,
and then he became Rhodes Scholars. So those were okay gimmicks, but it was building him up. This whole Dominic spent 2 hours in holding, and now he's a gangster. Get angle that he's doing. This is what's going to
out on
build
bail
him
for
up.
shot of jail.
Yeah, this is what's going to build him up.
No, it's great. They just got to change his name to Dominic Guerrero. That will be the icing on the cake, bro. I swear to you.
You know what? I'm for it. I'm all for that.
He should have won that feud with his dad.
You seen the interview? They was like, "Oh, how do you something about do you think your dad is proud of you?" And he's like, "Yeah, me and my dad is gonna meet one day. He's not here one day. Thank you, Eddie Guerrero." And I was like,
I saw that.
He understands the assignment.
They gotta give him that name. That shit's gonna build so much.
Nah. You know what probably could happen? Chavo Guerrero could probably come back and slap some sense into him and like, look, you could say what you want. You could do what you want, but there is no way you will ever be a Guerrero. You gotta like yourself. You gotta write your, like I always say, you gotta create your own story and leave your own legacy. Your legacy is not Guerrero. It will never be Guerrero. I could imagine Chavo saying that, and then
That
eventually, he ends up finding himself based off of that.
I don't think
that sounds good. But
I think Chavo gonna do all of that, and Dominic is gonna kick
He
his
could.
ass, and it's gonna be a Guerrero match for who's gonna be the Guerrero, and Dominic is gonna win, and that's when he's gonna become Dominic Guerrero.
Or or
but
or he could kick Chavo's ass when Chavo tells him that, and then they put him in a match, and Chavo somehow gets a sneaky pin on him, and now Dominic's like, oh, what am I gonna do now? I definitely gotta find my identity now.
I want that Dominic Guerrero.
But you know what? But we all know why that would never happen. Why that can't be, because of the whole settlement thing that he has with WWE, the class action lawsuit. That's never gonna happen.
He was pissed
Wait,
about them.
you talking about the concussion thing?
Yeah, he's a part of that. Him and his father.
That's been thrown out, hasn't it? I thought he got thrown out.
It was, but the thing is that because of the fact that he did that, why do you think Demolition is not in the Hall of Fame? Come on now, Demolition belongs to the Hall of Fame.
And you know what I say to that? Money talks and bullshit walks. What did Sable do to WWE in 1999? I'm just saying. I'm not arguing. I'm just saying. What did she do? She sued them for sexual harassment, right?
And they brought it back like a few years later.
4 years later, she was back in WWE. So Vince and his money.
Yeah, but the money's got to be there though. The money's got to be there.
It probably will. Chavo was like, yeah, you kind of messed me up, but I need that money. The money's looking good right now. We good, Vince. I'll come back for a little angle. Hey, it could happen.
Hey, it could.
Where you're like selling your convictions out for money could not be me.
I mean, I'm not saying that money's gonna fill Chavo's eye, but you never know. It happens.
Yeah.
So last round of predictions. Any general predictions, guys, for the tonight?
I think that there's going to be a return. I wouldn't be surprised because I heard that Bobby Roode is he's pretty much recovered and stuff. I wouldn't be surprised some way somehow he returns. How he returns, don't know. Maybe he might return on like Monday Night Raw or something, or SmackDown. But I think overall, the pay-per-view itself, I think it's going to be a pretty solid pay-per-view. I kind of wish that Rhea Ripley was on the card, but that's just me.
Okay.
Agreed.
Any other predictions?
Never mind.
I'll let Rhea know. As long as I'm around Rhea, you always got a seat, girl. You always got a seat.
So any other?
Can't be mad at that. I can't.
Any other predictions?
Bray Wyatt's gonna come back. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
We're gonna get some kind of spooky dooky bullshit.
Or Randy.
Or Randy.
I think Randy's
Even though
sure.
I pray he doesn't, because he probably shouldn't. He's probably still injured, but whatever, he'll do what he wants. He's the goddamn Viper.
But what if that's just a news outlet telling you that, so you don't get your hopes up?
I mean, I get that, but they don't usually joke about, career
like real injuries.
Like
Yeah.
They did it with Roman.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Wait.
With the leukemia thing.
I hope that wasn't. I hope that's not true, bro.
This is my theory, not an Austin theory. I think
Not an Austin theory.
what happened was because before he left with leukemia, the crowd wasn't with him. Niggas was like, Roman, you suck. He had leukemia, he left, he came back. Now the people was with Roman, right? Now all of a sudden he's a fan favorite. He disappeared again because of COVID. Now he come back and he's the head of the table. They needed that star power to push that head of the table theory.
I don't know. That would kind of be I'm sorry, but if that was real, that would kind of be a dick move on, on WWE's
This
part.
is
Shame on them.
WWE we're talking about.
They're
They
dicks,
had
but
Matt. They had Matt and Edge go at it, knowing that they had legitimate beef. Come on, bro. This is WWE. You can't miss
that
out on
was
an opportunity like that. It ain't personal. It's what's good for business.
True, but again,
People
we have
like
to go.
chaos. People like drama. WWE has the biggest platform in the world to deliver chaos and drama. And people like it, no
Absolutely.
matter how much people may complain. What do people watch reality TV for?
Drama.
And none of that
Drama.
is reality. None of that's reality because you can't tell me no ratchet broad is running the CEO business. I'm just saying. If you went to school for business, you know that type of attitude is a liability. So I'm just saying, bro. This WWE has so many opportunities to raise the business, but it's going to be some dirty tactics that's going to have to be taken, bro.
I don't know, man. I'm not saying that you're wrong, but it's just like such a dirty move.
We live in a dirty world, Joe Biden.
We
All right, not Joe Biden.
here we go.
Okay,
oh,
Joe Biden.
Titan. God damn it.
You do it.
Anyways, man. Hey,
I'm sorry, Remy. I'm sorry.
But like, I don't think there's anything else.
to make my point. I needed that to make my point.
but anyways, yeah, man. Hey, I just gotta say, man. Hey, thank y'all for doing this.
Thank
for
you
being
for
on
having
our
us.
show. We really and truly appreciate it. For those of y'all watching, definitely check out SummerSlam. Before we shut this show down, okay, so I'm gonna start around the room. First off, Andre, where can fans find you on social media when they want to talk wrestling, all that good stuff?
All right. Y'all can just look me up at Andre Audacity, or that's my Instagram handle. You should be able to find me that. Yes, sir. The audacity of this man right here. I also do Twitch streaming. I may be streaming tomorrow. I'm thinking about doing Resident Evil 4, so check out my Twitch channel at Audacity Gaming. I might have not him. Hold on, he's over here. I might have this guy Brisk King on at some point in the future. It sounds acting like a punk. But yeah, catch me on the Twitch, catch me on Insta, and lastly, catch me on Facebook. Literally just my name, GERSHAWN Mason.
Awesome, Brisk King of Brisk. Where you at on social media, man?
Y'all can find me. You're such a hater, and it shows. You can find the Brisk King on all social platforms at Brisk King. If you see me on Facebook, just type in Martha. You'll find a picture of this lovely white woman. That's me.
That's his actual profile.
It's a lot of questions that you might have. I can answer all of them on any of the social networks. Just follow me at Brisk_King on Twitter. I believe it's Brisk King with the underscore all the way at the end. I don't know. They made me change it, but you can find me on everything in Brisk King.
Gotcha.
Awesome. I'm still waiting for you guys to start your own podcast, man. Brisk King and Andre, man.
We've been on hiatus, but we're actually supposed to be getting back in it.
Yeah, we've been talking.
Yeah, y'all definitely should, man. I'm definitely looking forward to that,
The
man.
chemistry is already there. We need this, okay? The people want it. You got to give the people what they want.
I'm about to say, bro, we gotta when are we doing one, bro? Come on, man.
Give them what they want, what they really, really want.
Okay, Brittany.
Nice girls, bro.
Wow.
I know. That's why I said Brittany. I was being an asshole.
Oh my God, Lady Gaga.
So, yeah, y'all definitely do the podcast, man. Looking forward to it. But just don't give us too much drip. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't.
Somebody gonna slip.
Yeah. All right. So, Hitman, man, where can fans find you on social media, man? Where can we, when they want to check out, where they want to talk wrestling and talk GWF and all that great stuff, man?
Of course, you can always follow the GWF page on Instagram, Global Wrestling Family on Instagram, Global Wrestling Family on Facebook. My personal page, of course, by my real name, it's MikeQuinones. If you're looking for me on Instagram, that's Mike.amazing. I talk wrestling all the time, so hit me up.
Mike, if you Puerto Rican, you better give me a plug for some coquito this Christmas, man.
Yo, I'll tell you what.
I'll give the Bronx and Washington Heights.
I tell you what. I'll give you the plug for like a Henny Colada instead.
He said coquitos, brother. Come on, you can't substitute.
Well, listen, I don't think I'm old enough to get that. I don't have that coquito, experience yet. I think I'm a little bit too young.
I got you, Remy. Don't worry about it. I got you. You can't go to clubhouse games. I got you.
So y'all definitely make sure you check out GWF. Shout out to Taboo. Wish he could have been here too as well. Check them out. They got some cool merch, by the way. They do a lot of great things, and trust me, you don't want to miss out on it. And last but not least, man, one half of the Moment Makers, one half of the Crimson. I think the Crimson Crew.
Empire. The Crimson Empire.
One half of the Crimson Empire.
One half of Wrestlers of Brotherhood. One half of WIE. And I'm also affiliated with GWF Believe. That's how you got to say it. And GWF Believe.
All right, Wrestling God.
Listen, you guys can follow me on Instagram. I would say Facebook, but they always throw me in Facebook jail. But you can follow me on Instagram.
I say on Facebook.
Stop talking. Hey, listen, if you stop talking about Brett, you won't go to Facebook jail.
But you can follow me on Instagram at CFN_Wrestling God. Or you can follow me on Twitter. I mean, not on Twitter, on TikTok. The Wrestling God, you know what I mean, or follow my wrestling page, Wrestling is a Brotherhood. You can find and you can find me at your local event. Anytime you hear God in the background, that's me.
Yeah, definitely follow him. He's a real cool guy. Funny story about Wrestling God. He tried to sneak into those wrestling girls at a fourth year anniversary and try to keep quiet. And I was like, nah, bro, you can't come in here and keep quiet. I know who you are, man. You got, yeah.
See, Andre understands. He's a Leo like me. When we in a different environment, you know what I mean? We gotta watch the environment before we let them know that they're amongst the sun, that they're amongst the king.
Smoke that shit out, bro.
I met Brisk King. Yeah, I saw him. I'm like, nah, I know CF and Bill's here, man. Come on. I met Brisk King too. Brisk King. I didn't meet Brisk King. I didn't see Brisk King on Instagram before those wrestlers go. But I saw him. He was one of the. It was he and I. We were the only two that actually got to ask a question at their celebration the year before last.
It was really
yeah. And then I saw him at SummerSlam, and he had the whole crown. So for those, if you ever want to find out, if you ever want to pick up Brisk King from the crowd, just look for the crown. The man literally wears a crown. I'm not making fun of him. He wears a crown.
Plastic crown. It's not real.
I'm about to say he's not the only one.
So,
Hold on.
It's giving hater.
You gotta get one of these, Brisk King.
I'm about to say, don't forget to pull out the cape.
Don't encourage him. Actually, 100%
I'm gonna follow you on Instagram, and I'm gonna send you the link so you can get one of those. We gotta take a picture together.
Don't encourage him.
Wait, I'll tell you what, man. Shout out to those wrestling girls, Queen PR, Krista B. Got nothing but love for them. They probably got another celebration coming up like in September, October. So maybe y'all could all meet up there, man. I mean, I'll try my best to be there as well too. They do great work as well. So
I'm gonna follow you on Instagram, bro, and I'm a graphic designer too. So if y'all guys need anything designed, holla at the Wrestling God. I'm gonna follow both of y'all on Instagram so y'all can see what I got.
All right, sick. Follow you
But
back.
Brisk King, get that roll, bro. Me and you gotta take a picture together.
I got you, bro.
You too, Andre, because you're a king too. You're a Leo at heart. You're king by blood.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
You too, Hitman. Okay.
Of course.
And with that being said, if with that being said, it's about time for us to shut this show down. My eyes are getting heavy. My stomach is rumbling. That means it's time for dinner and a nap. Maybe not in that order, but before I partake in those activities, I just want to thank everybody tuning in live tonight. Thank you very much. I'm also on social media. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at the Remy Blue. I'm also on. I'm not on Threads yet, but I'm also on Facebook under the alias Remy Blue as well. Our podcast is also on social media. We're on Twitter. Well, it's now X. I don't know why they call it X, but we're on Twitter, X, Instagram, X, and Threads at Ringside Society, Twitch at Ringside Society 2019. We're on Facebook as a Facebook group. We're also on Spotify, and we're also on Teespring, where we sell official Ringside Society merch. We have T-shirts, tank tops, hoodies, sweatshirts. We even have coffee mugs for your favorite warm beverages. So for those of you watching and listening, definitely check us out. Cop some merch. Our Miami Life edition is almost complete. We're about to drop it. We're probably going to drop it tomorrow night. And it's our 8th design. And all proceeds from those sales go back into keeping our show afloat. They do not go back into our pockets. And last but not least, we have a YouTube channel where you could definitely see cool episodes like this one, like the one we did with Damian Priest's brother, Michael Martinez, Katie Hebner, Earl Hebner's daughter, the Rocket Josiah Jean, Bo Amir, who's down in Texas. A lot of great men and women in professional wrestling. You can definitely see those interviews on YouTube as well. All you gotta do is type in YouTube, and once you see that really gorgeous dark blue and light blue yin yang sound with the blue flames around it, that's when you know it's us. So make sure you subscribe to all our videos, because we got a lot of cool stuff coming up, and you don't want to miss a thing like Aerosmith in 1998. But last but not least, aside from all that, once again, really and truly, we thank y'all, myself, my two co-hosts, Kathy Knight and Rob Bass. We thank y'all for tuning in, checking us out. We really and truly appreciate it. We strive on being one of the best wrestling podcasts a wrestling fan could, should, and would listen to, and we're not going to stop. To those of you that are listening later on, we get a chance in advance. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. To those of you that are listening later on, we get a chance. Thank you very much in advance. And those y'all that hate us, can't stand us, really and truly wish we just go away. Well, like myself at the Golden Corral and Brisk King, where they're giving away buy one, get one free brisks, and the Wrestling God, where they're giving away buy one, get one free championship belts. We're not going anywhere for a while. And with that being said, we just want to let y'all know that those of y'all watching and listening that, we're very well and aware that everybody and their grandparents and their parents have a podcast. But we're not your grandparents' podcast. We're not your parents' podcast. As a matter of fact, we're not just any podcast. Hashtag, we are not the same. So with that being said, I'm going to say it one time for the mind, one time for the people, one time for the wrestling culture, and one time. Oh, shoots, I almost forgot before I do that. So for those of you that are in New York City, Brooklyn, Bronx, Queens, Manhattan, Staten Island, across the Hudson, over to New Jersey, Jobber Tears is having a watch party for SummerSlam. So if you want to come on by, enjoy some food, enjoy some drinks, and enjoy some wrestling, head on over to Jack Dempsey's on West 33rd Street between 5th and 6th, and they will be having that watch party starting at doors open at 5 o'clock p.m. So head on by. I'll be there tomorrow. I might be there late, but I'll definitely be there and enjoy SummerSlam. So with that being said, sure, go ahead.
Next week, August 11th, I will be at Warriors of Wrestling celebrating my birthday. You know what I mean? So if you want to come and hang out with the Wrestling Guard, you want to get a couple of pictures with the custom Wrestling Guard belts, make sure you come to Warriors of Wrestling. It will be in Brooklyn on Bath Street. The information will be on my Instagram.
Awesome. So y'all definitely heard Birthday Bash, Warriors of Wrestling, in honor of the Wrestling God, a great guy. Definitely go out there and support as well too. Definitely a great guy. One of the coolest I've met in the wrestling industry as well. And with that being said, like I was saying before, we're not your grandparents' podcast. We're not your parents' podcast. As a matter of fact, we're not just any podcast. Hashtag, we are not the same. So I'm going to say it once again, one time for the mind, one time for the people, one time for the wrestling culture. Happy belated birthday, Andre, and happy birthday in advance, CF and Bills, the Wrestling God. We're the Wrestling Fans Podcast. Ringside Society. We'll be back next week with another impressive guest on another impressive episode. But until then, we just have 4 favors for y'all. Stay safe, stay healthy, be excellent to each other, and party on, dudes. We out. Peace.
Peace.
Yo.